Dr. G. Really?
Greetings and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and thank you for joining me tonight, keeping my appointment when I will share some of my thoughts in Thinking on the Run. Hey y'all, how you doing? Welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G, and it's just me, y'all, so I hope you're not disappointed. Um, Click the like, click the share. I'm going to be running my mouth and hopefully it will make some sense to you all. I almost didn't do a show today. I had not posted anything about doing a show, as you all know, until late. I was going to do a show on my own, and then I had an issue. I went to New Jersey earlier today. And anybody who lives in the Delmarva, Delaware, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, PA area may have heard that there was a major accident on the Delaware Memorial Bridge, going from Jersey into Delaware. So on the return trip, it's been straight parking lot, and this was about, I think something happened around, I don't know, I want to say somewhere between 1 and 2 this afternoon. And as we're speaking right now, people are still stuck on 295, the turnpike leading into Delaware from New Jersey because of an overturned tractor trailer. And so somebody came where I was in Jersey and told me about the accident. So I had to try to figure out how to get home and avoid the accident. So I had to end up going north towards towards New Jersey. And I was in New Jersey towards New York, but not that far up, and going to Pennsylvania from Jersey, and then going from Pennsylvania to Delaware. And what would have normally taken me about 20 minutes took me 2 hours and 45 minutes to maneuver. So I was, needless to say, a little bit frustrated, y'all. And I was just like, heck, I'm not going to do nothing. And I kind of knew that if I didn't come on at all, some of y'all would be having a hissy fit and I would be hearing about it. So, Bodie Watt the Legacy says, sounds like your life. I mean, listen, I'm just happy that I had enough warning. I got warning so that I didn't get stuck in it. I mean, I heard about it and I saw cars moving, so I drove up to the area where I would go to get on 295, and all I saw were trucks and cars parked. And believe me when I tell you, it's still going on right now. So I made a U-turn, didn't know where I was necessarily going, and ended up getting on 295 North, going towards, Camden and Trenton, and saw Philly eventually. And I knew if I got to Philly, I would get home. And so I did. But like I said, 20-minute trip took me about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So needless to say, I was a little bit frustrated. But listen, I'm here, y'all. And I wanted to talk about some stuff. I'm tired. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm on a new thing where I'm trying to get to sleep, trying to get sleep, because I realize that probably some of my medical issues and some of my brain fog might be because I stay up too late, y'all. And I'm not necessarily up all the time, but you know how you fall asleep in front of the TV watching YouTube or something, and when you wake up, it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock, and then you go to bed. Well, it's like you never went to bed at all. And Dr. Botanica sent me some information several months ago to tell me that there were certain things that go on in our bodies biologically and physiologically at certain times of night, which is important for us to get rest because we are missing on the cell regeneration. And one of the periods of times when I'm up, I think around 3, apparently that's when your heart is doing its thing or healing. And so there's so many things that happen. There's a clock that he has, like it looks like a clock, and it tells you what part of your body is regenerating at night if you're asleep. So some folks can't help it. Maybe you work late, you work on the night shift, and your circadian rhythm is different. But for the most part, most of us have the ability to go to sleep at a decent time at night. And if we don't, we can suffer from a lot of things, overweight, different um, physical problems, like I said, because certain things regenerate themselves during certain times of the night. I wish I had that in front of me, but I got a whole bunch of other stuff in front of me, and not what I'm talking about. But I'm going to ask him to me and Dr. Botanica to help me make that available so you all can get that, because it's so important to know what's going on inside your body at certain times, particularly if you tend to be a night owl and you're suffering from various ailments and dis-ease is in your body. It could be a couple of things. If you're not like me, drinking enough water, we need to drink more water. And if you're not getting enough rest, and certain minerals and so forth that we need. So I just wanted to bring that out because I'm trying my darndest. I'm trying to make sure that you can't see the screen in my glasses. I see it reflecting back, so I'm trying to look down. But there are just certain things that we have to do um, to keep ourselves healthy and wealthy and wise. And you know what? Tonight I want to do things a little differently. I want to give you all. I'm going to talk. Like I said, I call this thinking on the run because I call myself the thoughtarian. That's the word I made up, y'all. That's the name of my upcoming book too. And because I'm always, inside my head and I'm always thinking. It's probably a lot of you are like that too. But I made up the word. So if you're a thoughtarian like me, you know, let's put those thoughts on paper, put those plans into action so we can get some stuff done. But as I was saying, tonight I want to do a little bit different. Besides me just running off at the trap, which is what I have to do when I don't have somebody that I'm interviewing, is I want to give you all an opportunity to ask questions of me, and the things that I can answer, I will, and the things that I can't, I won't. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I've done this before, but I'm going to put your questions up. If you have particular questions of me that you think I can answer, and I'm going to try to address those things in addition to the things I want to talk about. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, Queen Majesty, thank you. Yes, I showed up, and that was the thing. That's how it is for me when I have to go to yoga in the morning. I wake up, my clock alarms at 6 o'clock for yoga class, and trust me, it's still dark. Well, it was until time went back, but normally at 6 o'clock when I wake up, it's been dark since the summer's over, and I'm still tired because remember I don't go to sleep one time, and then I got to go to yoga. I got to get dressed and go to yoga, and everything in me is like stay in the bed. But the other part of me says, you promised, you made a promise to show up on the mat. And so I'm really, I made a promise to have office hours with you all weekly. Now I've missed a couple of weeks, but I promised to have office hours. Now I'd love to have more guests. If you all have, you yourself, yeah, sleep is essential. If you yourself have something of importance, and some people might want to come on and just talk, like shoot the breeze with me, and I don't know whether I'm not in the shoot the breeze mood. But if you have something that peace and love, soul bag, pure soul bag, if there's anything that you think that being on as a guest would be of assistance or information to the masses, then hey, reach out to me, right? But one of the things that I hadn't talked about recently, y'all, is silver. Now y'all see my ad running through. I'm with banners running through all the time. I guess I start doing banners. I forget to do banners when I'm doing the talking and everything at the same time. But one of the things that I did early on last year was to talk about silver. And I'm not just saying this for my benefit. I'm saying this. Let me run this thing over here. I'm saying this also for those of you who may have passed the opportunity by, and I'm also speaking to some of you who are wealth ambassadors, or maybe you're just um, preferred customers, but particularly wealth ambassadors who may have slowed up, backed up. You stop telling anybody. You just getting your silver. I don't know whether you know it, but there is an awesome promotion going on with Quicksilver for the month of November that we're currently in, and I wanted to share that. And what that is if you are a wealth ambassador, which you can get started with Quicksilver for as little as right now for about 50 notes, right? That's one coin. That's your 9.95, 9.97. I'm sorry, monthly platform fee and shipping. So it's like a little under 50 notes. You can get started. But this month they have, and this is not the color anymore. I think it's different. But back when I first came in, this is what the challenge kit looked like. And the challenge kit, I got stuff in mine. But the challenge kit, when we got them back in the day, came with this is like a display tray that's velvet, and then it has two trays, velvet lined trays in here. I normally clap my fingers, but two velvet lined trays that are removable that you can put your coins in, and you have a place to, like, here's once you put them in a holder, you can begin to put those coins here. Well, this held, I think this held, what was it, 32. I believe the new case holds 40. I don't know how they do it, but it's in a square. Square. But anyway, there's an awesome promotion going on. And this is for anybody thinking about doing this as a business, or anybody who's already in and maybe hasn't told anybody lately. So you can earn yourself some extra fiat. We still use fiat here, y'all. Um, you you can purchase you can come in with one coin, but if you the one-time fee of $139 this month, normally it's $149. If you purchase one of these challenge kits that I just showed you, and I forgot to tell you, it also comes with a pair of gloves so you can deal with your you can handle your coins, and it comes with magnifying glass. I mean, magnifier, but not this. They've upgraded everything. This is the stuff I got when I was in. So gloves, a better magnifier, and a better, better thing that holds 40 instead of 32. But if you get that this month, right, and if you think about earning some extra fiat, and you want to get started before the month's over, and then you get two other folks to purchase one of these challenge kits. So once you sign up, you share your link, and you get two people to also get a challenge kit. Normally, what you get when you get a challenge kit, you make 20 notes, but once you get your own, you make 40 notes anytime anybody else purchases one. For the month of November, after you've sold two, everything after that, you are going to earn 60 notes for every challenge kit. And I remember last year when they did that, I think I did about, and if you do four or more, that's going to go all the way to the end of the year. So anything you do from now to the end of the year, you'll get 60 when they purchase one, you get 60. So it's really good for people who are just starting and not necessarily racking up the levels. There's 24 levels in the company. But if you're right at the beginning, you can, 60 starts to add up. I think last year, which is when I got started, I probably did maybe a good 10, 20, maybe 10 or 15 of those times six. That's 60. That was extra, finances that I took in. So I just want you all to, realize that that's an opportunity. If you're getting your own coins, I have so many coins. I pulled up one. Ew, y'all. This is one of the things I want to talk about. Like, this is a case that I love these little cases, because not only this challenge kit, when you get one of those, it helps an organization that we support called Feed My Starving Children, and that's what they give 20 meals in your name when you get one. So it has a charitable component to it also. But I like putting my coins in this nice little thing. So after you get your challenge kit and fill it up, then you start doing something like this, and this thing right here holds 60 coins, and I got about 6 of these right here. So you want to start stacking and stocking up with your silver. This thing is so heavy. You want to do that because if you didn't think last year when I was talking about it that you needed to get silver, the way things are going now, and what if you're not listening to the news, if you got your head in the sand and you think that everything is everything, then it's not. And so you're going to need something like that, silver or gold, except gold is very expensive. Right now you can get coins for $29.97 per ounce. So I just wanted to bring that, not going to dwell on it. I'm just saying right now, I mean, I've earned so much free silver with this company. I probably have earned a good, 100 ounces or maybe 50, at least 50 or anywhere from 50 to 100 ounces free um, that over the last year that I've been with them. So Pure Souls Base says a lot of sites are sold out. Quicksilver is not sold out, you all. And this promotion is going on right now. So I got my link running there at the bottom. Some of you on here probably are Quicksilver wealth ambassadors. I would say reconstitute your enthusiasm and share your link with people. Now I have a different link because I purchased one, a forwarding link. So mine says www.getpaidmore.com, but yours may be quicksilver.me/ and whatever that 6-digit username that you user number rather that Quicksilver gives you. You share that and you show your coins like I did. I was able to go from starting to hitting the very top of the company in 10 months, y'all. But I don't really care about that right now. What I care about is people are trying to figure out, I got all this fiat, the bank is going to take it. What do I do if they take it? Take it out and purchase you some silver. You can purchase some silver and it'll come to your house every month, or whenever you purchase outside of the monthly auto ship. You can always go into what's called a member shop. Everybody gets a member shop who is a wealth ambassador, and you get to go in there and shop, and you can even send other people in there to shop, and you get points based on that. So that site is not sold out. So Quicksilver is the way to go. I love the company. I wouldn't recommend them if they weren't right, and they're right with me, and that's why I feel comfortable sharing it with you all. So I just wanted to do that because I mean, they even have we even I have 2 here. We have even the MS-70 coins. So anybody who is a collector, there's a name for y'all, numismatics, whatever you are, numismaticists. I mean, this is the Walking Liberty coin. I won these, y'all. These are coins that I won. So I didn't even have to pay for these. This coin right here, I just want to show you a couple of things before I move on to the next subject. This is a square 1 ounce silver, rectangular rather, 1 ounce silver coin with a dragon, I think, on the other side of it. I'm not sure what that is. But this one right here, absolutely, this is a 5 ounce, and you can feel it. This is a 5 ounce eagle coin. Let me see if you can see that. That's that side. This thing is so heavy. It's 5 ounces. See how big? This is my hand. So you can see. And this is the back side of that coin. And you can see the obtuse side. You can see, you can feel the talons on the back, on these talons have, they're raised. This is the eagle, like on this side, this is raised. This side is raised. This side right here is raised. So this is examples of some of the things that you're able to get through Quicksilver. So they're not sold out. They're good company, and they will reward you. So check them out. I'm still waiting for your questions. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, let's see if there are any questions about silver before I move on. A lot of things are sold out. That if it's Mr. Vigonet, I was just about to ask that if it's legit. Yeah. When you say legit, are these real coins, absolutely. Most all of our coins are either 0.999 or 0.9999 silver, pure silver, in the country coins. And if anybody's on here who actually monthly get their coins monthly from Quicksilver, and you're still getting them, then you can attest to what I mean. I got a whole bin here full of coins and black things that I haven't. They're in these little sleeves. It's a whole basket of sleeves that I haven't even taken out and put in the cases. I think I have about 50 or 60 coins in this thing, maybe more. Then I have some. We're even able to get like this. What's in that little thing? I believe this right here is maybe like dime size stuff. And then we have these are like half. And you can see these are half ounces. You put that beside of a full ounce so you can see the difference. So two of these make one of these. And the last thing I want to show you all, I think, in coins. Let me reach over here and get this. I just got this. One. No, two ones. On this, okay, let me put that aside. This coin here is a 2-ounce coin. And I don't know if you can see what it is, but what it is, and the case, I love the fact that the case is the shape of the actual coins. Let me see if I can get this up to. If you can see that, that's the bull on the top and the bear on the bottom, and this is like the stock. So that there's a bull market and a bear market, and actually, this coin, if I can get it open, I don't think I can, but this coin is actually two coins that fit together like a puzzle. And each coin, I had it out before y'all, but each side of it, when it snaps apart, it's like a puzzle. Each side of it is a whole ounce. One's a bear, the bear market, the bull market, type whatever, and that's actually that's a silver coin. But it's two coins in one, and I just can't figure out how to get it open. But they have all kinds of neat little, specialty things like that. Questions? Oh, okay, here we go. I'm a wealth ambassador and I'm set up on Auto Wealth. I affirm that the silver coin is just legit. Thank you so much, Healing Truth, Senator by Shine. Matter of fact, throw your number up there if you want to share. I don't know. Hopefully you're on my team. If you're on my team, share. You can share what your link. Okay, Tyro. To be a wealth ambassador, we can use our appellation or in the straw name. I mean, I see L's and B's signing up, so I'm assuming. But they do ask for, in order to be a wealth ambassador, they do ask for a that number. So I've even seen people put zeros in there. So I do not know how they do it, but I've actually literally there's a lot of L's and B's. What number they use in order to do that, I don't know. Thank you. Quicksilver is real. Yes, stacking. And this is something, this is the time to do it. This is the time. This is the time. Now is the time. I mean, Grand Sheik, for the first, 5 years or so, when I've known him now 10 years. And for at least the first 5 years or more of my knowing him, all he kept saying was, you'll take your fiat out the bank and get silver, get silver, get silver. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Then Brother Lamont's under me. So, so anyway, he was saying, get silver, get silver, get silver. And I didn't see the value. And I'm like, what the heck? I went with silver. And he would always flip out a coin. He always carried a silver coin with him. But one day, a year ago in May, somebody invited me to take a look at Quicksilver. And I remember what Grand Chic had said, and I was finding it difficult to go and find. I was going around to little pawn farmers markets and stuff, and people were selling, coins, old coins, and so forth, 65, 100. So I have a couple over here, but when this opportunity came up, it just felt right, and so I jumped on it, and like I said, I have not been disappointed, not one iota with this company. So anybody, yes, you all need to go this month. You can earn 60 notes for every challenge kit you sell. You get somebody to sign up and get one coin in a challenge kit, and you're gonna make, after the first two this month, it's 60, particularly if you it now. Let me correct you. It is if you, within your first 30 days, purchase the challenge kit yourself. If you did not purchase a challenge kit during your first 30 days, then you're only getting $20 every time somebody signs up instead of 40. But for this promotion, if you, after you sell two, you will make 40 instead of 20. Anybody who's already making 40, you will get 60. And if you do four, they'll take that 60 all the way out to the end of 2021. So that is just something. I just tuned in. Where can I purchase Quicksilver? You see if you see under Lizzie right here, it says you can acquire free silver with Dr. G at www.getpaidmore.com. If you type that in, that's going down under my right now under me. That's where you that's where you actually can get the link, and you can either sign up to be a wealth ambassador or a preferred customer. But if you want to make some fiat, you want to be a wealth ambassador, it costs you 10 notes, $9.97 a month, to have your own website, your own platform, your own back office, your own member shop where you and others can buy coins. For 10, you waste that, with some popcorn if you go to the movies. Let me see. I just tuned in. Okay. Is there a true Moorish clothing site available local to you, or also clothing for children to now dress the part and uplift our people? I don't know. But I do know that Grand Chic is Daria Bay does make. She's a seamstress among other things, so she does a lot. And I don't know whether she's doing that. And I've seen some Moorish clothing online. I've seen the temple that I'm a part of, Temple 43. I've seen them dressed in their regalia, and I can kind of reach out and kind of try to find out where they get that. Sometimes there's someone who is in the fold that's making it, but there might even be online sites, but I don't know of them. So okay, will there be virtual civics classes? Bodhi Watsi Legacy. I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you saying beyond what Grand Chic does on the first and third Friday, or are you saying in addition to that? Could you clarify, or are you asking about tonight? Because tonight will not be a civic class. All right. Yeah. So it won't be. Okay. Yes. Who else? Let me see if there's any questions. I'm stacking the line. Okay. Thank you. Just want to let you really appreciate you. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm gonna talk about some other stuff. I'm gonna try to talk about stuff I can talk about, y'all. I'm trying to do this. I can't read. I can talk and not read what you say, and not have these godforsaken glasses on. I absolutely hate them. But I unfortunately had cataract surgery 8 years ago. And so when you have the surgery that I had on both eyes, I wish I hadn't. They take out your I don't know what the thing, pupil, not the pupil. They took out the thing in the center, and they have this week two people have said to me, my granddaughter and the lady today when I went to New Jersey said, "Do you have cataracts?" Because they saw, you all sometimes might see a glimmer in my eye, looks like a diamond or so forth. Those are the implants. I have implants in both my eyes, and so I can see distant way I can see across the street distant. But when they did the surgery, they took away my ability to see anything close up. So when you see me putting these glasses, which I hate, but I've been purchasing more and more. But when you see me doing this, it's because I'm trying to read whatever it is. Otherwise, I see nothing but a blur in the chat. I literally don't see anything um, but a blur. So I don't like putting the glasses on, but it's the only way I can see what you all are saying. Okay, let me get back here. So let me get back here. This is real. What? Okay, here we go. Let me just answer these questions. All right. All right. Greetings, Dr. G. Okay. I'm going to put this up there, even though I need to change this thing that's running there. Greetings, Dr. G. What are your thoughts about last night's alignment as well as this upcoming moon on the 18th, 19th? You know what? I've admittedly, I didn't even know about the alignment. I that's not my forte per se. When somebody tells me, that I pay attention, but I didn't even know. So, but in general, when it comes to what's happening with planetary alignments and moons and stuff, stars and so forth, I do know that those of you who do know, um, we look to you all to give us the significance behind that. So, Jayla 9, I'm not sure if you have anything you want to share with regard to the significance of it. I'm gonna let you do that. So, here we go. All right. So if you want to put something in, also, I'm going to go up here and run these banners like I'm supposed to and stop hogging it with my stuff. I'm going to let. All right. I'm going to let. Is there anyone? I can get up to like 9 of you, 8 of you. Is there anyone who would like to come on? If you want to come on, I'll pick a few of you. You could put your email address in the chat to me. And if you want to come on, I'll bring you on. How's that? You try to. I've never done that before, so I'd like to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna. She's in the glasses looking. Yeah, the challenge kit is good. All right. Did you? Okay, repair the breach. Did you talk about your frequency product? I'd like to hear more about it. I went to the site. What has been your experience? Wow, wow, wow. Let me take this off. I have it with me. Yes, I do. Right check, right here. This looks like an ordinary cell phone, I know. And unfortunately, y'all, I can't even tell you. I'm gonna, a lot of stuff that I would love to tell you. I tell you on the phone if you give me a call or something. But certain things, what we say about this amazing tool is that it educates you about what's going on inside your body, and it uses energetic frequency to correct any energetic imbalances that it finds after doing what we call a scan. It is the most amazing piece of equipment. I'm going to tell you about a recent experience that I had with it. And I'm trying to figure out how to say it without saying. There's certain things I can't say, y'all. So if I'm umming around and trying to figure out what to say, so I get a phone call on the 4th. Today's the 9th, right? 8th and 9th. I got a phone call on the 4th from a brother who I had scanned about back in the summer, late spring, early summer. I had done a scan on him, and he called me at 3:00 in the morning, but I didn't get that call because my phone doesn't ring at that time, so don't y'all try it. But he got me at like nine something, excuse me, on the 4th. And he told me that he is trying to call me because he was in the hospital. He had C pneumonia, the C. It was called C pneumonia, and he was fully V'd. All right, does that make sense? Did y'all get the gist of it, right? So he was fully V'd. He's like 70, and but now he was in the hospital with this thing called C pneumonia, and he felt like he was going to die. And he remembered that I had done the scan for him, and he called me to see. I could barely hear him. If I could do, what could I do from home? So I said, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan you. Now he's in the hospital. I'm at my house. I use this piece of equipment. I pulled his profile up, because once we create an energetic profile from you, it's like your individual fingerprint. Nobody else has your signature. Like if you take your pictures in there, your vitals, like your birth, your gender, your height, weight, all that's in there on the first day you're scanned. If you look, if the picture was taken, it was on a bad day, and your eyes were like tired and all that, it doesn't matter. We never change the picture. Even if you start looking gorgeous the next day, that picture and all your vitals becomes your energetic signature. So what I was able to do, long story short, go in and do a rescan him from home. When I did the scan, lo and behold, it came up with all kinds of things going on with his white blood cells. I saw other stuff I'm not even going to mention, and I saw the thing and all that stuff, because we know that a lot of the stuff in the thing is in that. It's in that. That was the excuse to, or the way I believe that they could get the masses to actually take that stuff. So I scanned him, and then I did what's called optimization. What that does is you do the first scan, and then you hit the optimization button. And what that does is it goes back in and scans the person again, but this time it actually sends them frequencies, and anything that was out of balance, it works to put it in balance. And so when I looked at the two scans side by side, it had taken most of the red out. And then we have a frequency that you can send for actual healing frequencies, or let's call them complementary. I don't want to say healing. Complementary frequencies, because I'm trying to be careful, y'all. So I sent him these complementary frequencies. I sent him we have one for C. We have one for CV. We have one for C mutations, and we have a pneumonia. We have a whole bunch, almost anything you could think of. But those are the ones I sent to him. Later on that day, I called him, and the brother, he sounded better. And 2 or 3 days later, I called him, and he sounded amazing. And he contributes how he felt. Because I've been scanning him ever since. I just send him some frequencies when I think of him. But I scanned him like for a whole day. And you don't even have to do it that long. It takes 2 minutes to get a scan to someone. But I just was sending frequencies on what we call, just a continuous frequency to him, because I really, really wanted him to get the benefit of it. And he hopefully is coming home soon. And it was just with this thing. It was no medication, no any of those things. But it doesn't even matter what it is. This thing will educate you about anything that's going on in your body. We do 3 different scans. We do what's called the inner voice, which scans your voice and deals with your emotional issues that may be affecting you physically, gives you what the results of it is, gives you what you have to do, gives you tones and frequencies to listen to, and colors to look at, and colors to avoid. And it's the equivalent about 10, 15 years on a psychiatrist's couch. Then we have something called the vitals. The vitals will do the equivalent of a urinalysis and a MRI, without touching you and taking any blood a urinalysis and a blood test without taking any blood or urine from you. And then the last one is called a comprehensive, and that's like getting an MRI, looking at all the cartilage, the tissues, the DNA, the chromosomes, and all that stuff, all the organs in your body, and then letting you know what's going on, and then giving you frequencies to try to balance it out. So it's an amazing piece of education that I think should be in everyone's home. Everyone should at least have one within the family circle or the kinfolk circle, so that if someone in your in your circle of those that you are, your loved ones or ones that you care about, could be your friends too. You will be the one that can help them um, when they're, there's nothing else that they can do. And I know it sounds like it's far fetched and all that, but this is old, ancient technology. This is ancient technology that's been hidden. This is, they call it Tesla Royal Rife technology, but Tesla and Royal Rife, they discovered what was already in existence, and now, and I mean, I'm pretty sure for a while, and it's right up there in line with sort of like the technology of med beds and things like that. Which, by the way, this particular company has their own version of med beds, and they have the foot detoxes that you put your feet in and there's no water. They have hyperbaric chamber type things that you can get in, that people get in them, and or get in these beds like the med beds, and they have these experiences that take them back, some of them to previous lifetimes. But let me see if there are any questions or any comments, y'all. Let me see. Peace, Dr. J. That's cool. So, okay, all caps, so I can see it. Can you talk about where to purchase? Sure. When if you want to know about the banners, I'm gonna switch around a little bit. Right here. I have a whole little piece that I have saved, that if you text me, you can just visit that. But if you want a little bit of explanation as to what to do, and I can also send you a little video, you can just contact me at that number that's rolling across the screen right now, and say, you can say scan, you can say AO, you can say AO scan, and then I'll send you the information. But that right there, shop.solarnextnation.com/Dr. G will get you right into the place to where you want to order this. But you might want some more information, and you might want to look at a video or something like that. The another testimony I have is that my dad is in the nursing home, and he's been in there maybe about 4 years or more now. And he took very ill on last August. Matter of fact, it was August 15th of 2020. Grand Chic was doing a show, and I was getting calls that my father was rushed from the nursing home to the ICU at one of our local hospitals here, and it didn't look good. And at the time, in August, I didn't have the scanner, but I'm a Reiki practitioner. So in August, I couldn't go down there because we were in this sea thing. But I said, I got a bear. I have a bear called a proxy bear. And for my proxy stuffed bear stands in for folks that I have to do Reiki on distantly. So I started doing Reiki on my dad from home. And, some didn't expect him to make it through the night, but my dad ended up going from the ICU of that hospital to hospice but back at the nursing home where he had been staying for the last several years. Had he been kept and put in the hospice at that hospital, he would have been in and out in a body bag within at least 3 days, 2 or 3 days. That's how they work down there. But because they put him back in the nursing home's hospice, and I'm doing Reiki, and we praying, and I'm doing Reiki. My dad, he survived the odds. Now he's got dementia and a whole bunch of other things. Wasn't until March of this year, the 12th to be exact. It was 6 days before he turned 89 that I went in to see him, and I didn't know that I couldn't go in to see him in the room, but they didn't tell me I couldn't. They let me in the room, and I happened to take this with me, y'all. And so I took this with me, and you have to to do inner voice. You got to have somebody saying something. Well, my dad was muttering. You know how sometimes he had this little mutter he was saying over and over and over again. So I said, let me pull out my little headphones, put them on him, and push the button, since he was just mumbling, but it was talking. It scanned him. I found out what was going on in his body, and so I started doing frequencies on him. I went home, and I started just sending him frequencies from home, because I had done all the scans while I was in his room and wasn't supposed to be there. And went back 6 days later. I'm looking for this. I went back 6 days later for his solar return, And now and my dad, who's really, severely having, issues, dementia, this, that, and the other physical ailments. They wheeled him into in a wheelchair out. This time, I couldn't go into his room. They dressed him and brought him into the visitors lounge. And so I had a cupcake for him and started to sing happy birthday to my dad. And then my dad started singing happy birthday himself in a loud, booming voice. And I want to tell y'all, I'm trying to see if I can find this particular picture I wanted to show you all. Um, Detroit. Somebody's in Detroit and they want information. I had a T-shirt that was brought to me on the first up close and personal from Detroit, and it says, I don't have to wear it. It says Detroit loves House of Reawakening Mind, and a lot of my kinfolk uh, domicile in Detroit. Yeah, I got a lot. They came from Georgia and places like that, and they ended up in Detroit. I'm trying to find something to show you. I can't. I got to figure out where I put that because it really is. I did a before and after picture um, of my dad, and my dad, like I said, oh here. Now I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me I hope nobody in the family sees it. Okay, so just check this out, y'all. I don't know if you see the picture. This is when I snuck into the room. Let me see. I'll get that there. You can see. So I snuck into the room and took that. It's kind of crooked. No, I snuck into the room and I took that picture of my dad, which is on the right. That's and those pictures that in that little picture in the inset down there on the 12th. When I went back on the 18th, see him with the mask on his face, dressed, that's the day he was singing. You see the difference? That's 6 days of this thing. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna take it down. So let me see. Any questions? Um, all right, y'all talking about civics classes. Doing the hokey pokey. Yeah. Let me see. So I was running my mouth. Let me just see what y'all wrote. Let me see. How does it feel? Okay, next question. How does it feel standing your square with such strength now? Hmm. Um, I realized that I have an assignment. You know what I mean? I have an assignment. I didn't see it at the very beginning. If you all saw, I had an interview about I want to say 2 weeks ago now on Revision Radio. If you all missed it, go put down Revision Revision Radio Network because there's a Grand Sheik was interviewed on Saturday. He's on there for like 3 hours. But like a couple weeks before that, you'll see my interview on Revision Radio, which is all one word, Revision Radio Network, which is the YouTube page. For those of you who missed, then Grand Sheik was on there Saturday, and it was a very revealing interview. And then we had the emperor, somebody, I don't know what his total title is because I didn't watch it per se, but he was here doing the interview up here in the office, and but it went for about 3 hours. But 2 weeks before that, I was interviewed by the Pharaoh Chefs who has that network, and I was able to share the whole journey and where I am now. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, the stand for me is because I have an assignment. You know what I mean? When you have to do what you have to do, things happen for a reason, and everything that happened to me up to this point has been because of the assignment that I agreed to before I even came, out of my mother's womb. So I don't feel like I'm doing anything in particularly strong, or I shouldn't say that. It's very important. I think I'm a connector. If you all can grasp that, I think I'm somebody that connects people, places, and things. And I get so much information from so many places that when someone calls me about something they need, undoubtedly I've already talked to someone else who could probably fill that need. And so I'm my role in life right now at this stage of life is to connect, to be sort of that, that bridge and that link. Right. I look at the one you stand on in there. Really something. I look at them. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. Okay. Ultrasound. Are there are there monitoring? Okay. Christine Williams. Are there monitoring groups available? I'm not sure if I know what you're asking. If you could be more clear about what you mean by monitoring groups, then maybe I can respond. And Tyro Vet, I look at the one. Okay. Let me pull up this. Hopefully, you all got this thing about the scanner. I need to put some more folks stuff out. All right. And I saw him in the chat. Let me see that. Where is that? Where is his link? Oh my. Okay, I gotta find it. Oh, here we go. Zionlawschool.org. Dr. Yosefa is an excellent instructor. Some of you may or may not have already. I don't know. I want you to go and check him out. I believe he's still where he was, but he's got some excellent teaching information. He's an author, and he ties in the scriptures and some different things with who we are as Moors. So you want to check out zionlawschool.org. Make sure you do that. I look at the one you stand on. Okay. I got it. On the AO scan are expensive, but I think to be worth the AO scan runs. Once one gets their membership, and these glasses crooked, it's about $4.95 for the technology. As a member, it's $6.95, but if you get a $49 annual membership, it's like $4.95, and then we do pay a monthly fee. But the scanner, most people who use the scan charge anywhere from they charge about 300 notes to do all 3 scans. So I discount the scan. You can do what you want, do it for free if you want, but you can get your fiat back. Even if you charge them a minimal amount, if you do the scans for people, you'll get enough to, pay your monthly fees out of that. You can actually do it. It really works, and people can, call you, and if they have an issue, and you can, do a rescan or just send them frequency. If they call you up and say, "Look, I'm dealing with a constant stiff neck," well, we got that frequency in here. You pull up their profile, and you send the frequency for stiff neck. So it's that easy. It shows you where your chakras are. It balances chakras. It does imprints of. You can take like the rings. Let me try to bring it open. You can take a ring or something like. Okay, I'm gonna pull this. I'm still running frequencies on this brother, but I'm gonna take him off and bring my own up. Let me do that. So I put my last name in and my first name, Daniela, and I pull up my profile. So that's me. And I go over to this and say I want to. Let me just go on. I'm not doing the scan right now, but what I want to show you, we got something called Cephi, and this will do. Okay, so we can do an imprint. So what first came up right here is abundance. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm not running it per se. The green's not. So what I want to do, if I wanted to say take say I wear this ring all the time, and I wanted to let me do something else. I don't want to do abundance. Let me do concentration, determination, and finish. Maybe I have a problem with finishing stuff, and the reason why this is out, you can't see it, is because I got a green screen and this is green, so you're not seeing it all like that. So I'm going to put this on concentration, determination, and finish. I'm going to take this ring right here, put it on here, and hit the button that says imprint. So what's happening right there, I don't know if you can see it. It's moving, but you can't see it because it's green. But what's happening right now, while I got this ring sitting on this thing and this thing is moving under it. Yikes. Yikes. Let me put it back here. So what's happening right now, let me do it again. It's imprinting concentration, determination, and focus. It takes about, and so I'm just going to stop this thing on its own. So now this ring has been imprinted with the energy imprint of concentration, um, determination, and focus. That's from me. So it's on the ring. I could take a piece of jewelry, earring, something I carry, my glasses if I have to. I got so many glasses, but you can imprint. You can clear energies from things and imprint new. You can take paperwork that comes to you that you don't like what it is and put it on and erase or clear the negative and then imprint the outcomes that you want into it. It's more than just this stuff does a lot of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say to you all. So if you want to know more about it, it's like reach out to me and you can do that. You can get this information. Everybody, I think every household needs at least one. Okay. Is there any personal skill you need to possess in order to use it or training? No, as a matter of fact, and even though I was a Reiki practitioner, no, you can get the training. The company has training videos. We used to have meetings every Thursday, and then it kind of, fizzled out. These meetings, people started, I guess, doing their thing, and on their own, and they didn't want to be in a meeting every Thursday. But the company does a live video every Wednesday, and so there's a whole catalog of training. There's you get even in your back office. There's a whole thing of training and how to use it. Matter of fact, the other thing that you can do with this thing is so neat is you can scan pets. You can scan your pets. So I have my dog and my cat in here, and they're linked to me. And then I have like collars for them with little it's kind of what the secret box is, with little tags on it with a number on it. So when I put them in the system, so now you can scan your dog, your cat, your horse, I don't know if you can do your fish, but you can you can scan your animals, get your pet in here, and you can send frequencies and so forth to your pets. As in addition, I meant to say that. How do you get one? It just if you see my number, I had it up. I hope you saw that, Timothy Boyd. You could just text me at 302-345-0500 and put scan, and I'll send you a link and a video. Excuse me, just so you can look at some more what's going on. The link basically tells you how to order it, and yeah, and and what I'm willing to do, if enough of you all are interested, is to try to get another like Zoom class up, like informational class together, so that you could specifically ask questions, not on this forum, with regard to that, and get you connected. So I just need to know who's interested. And after a while, like I said, and then you don't maybe want to go every week to a Zoom meeting. But if you're trying to build, your group of folks that are and and you get paid. We don't get paid. You get compensated. And so I've been very happy. The 10th is tomorrow, so Even though I haven't signed up any new people in a while, I get monthly compensation because of what the people that I did sign up do. So it's all good. It's all good. Same thing with Quicksilver. Dr. G, the alchemist. I guess I can hear your texts coming through. You doing amazing story about your dad. That's how confident I feel about you. Yes, this is something that we need to get in. Like I said, even if you don't do it for a business, do it for a family um, um, uh, educational tool. I'm trying to be safe. Every family. I mean, even if you had someone that was, I heard a woman doing on one of the videos, which is, you go to Solex LLC on YouTube, and she was talking about her daughter. I forgot what her daughter's issue was, but her daughter had some kind of physical issue, and it was like her first day of school. And so she scanned her daughter, and she sent her some frequencies like for confidence and just some stuff, because she knew whatever physical issue this young lady had, she felt like it was going to be challenging going to school. She put those frequencies on her daughter, and when she came home from school that day, and you could, like I said, you could do this with your children too. um, her daughter had a wonderful day in school, but her mother had scanned her and had put, like I did, like, what is it, determination, whatever that stuff is, concentration, determination, and finish. So I should be getting a little bit better about some things because I put it in this ring right here. But the child had the young lady, teenager, I think she was, had a wonderful first day, and basically attributes it to the fact that, what her mother scanned, and I said, and with my father, even though, I feel like, folks are ready for him to go, my dad's gonna stay around as long as he wants to be around, and anything I can do. So anytime I think about him, I'll do a scan. I did a scan one day, I think it was like a week or two ago. I just was thinking about daddy, and I did a scan, and one of the things that came up, believe it or not, that they said was going on with him right now was some kind of disorder that people, it says, normally get with, that are in health care settings or nursing facilities. And I'm like, what? I mean, whatever this thing is people who are like in nursing homes and hospitals get it. My dad's in a nursing home. This thing told me that I'm home. I'm scanning him from home, haven't seen him since March 18th, and I can still see what's going on with his body. And so they have something here called a complete frequency set. And so I'll oftentimes do what's called a complete frequency set. That means every frequency he got in there, I send it to him. And like anything that applies to him that he needs, then he's getting the energies. And anything that he doesn't need, I mean, it's not going to affect him negatively. Let me see. Let me see if there are any more comments. Okay. Amazing story. Strong values. Wonderful. I could see it. Peace to you. Greatly enjoyed it very much. Oh, working. It's very informative. Sending light reading language. Thank you, Dr. Sapphire. Fire. Yeah. I'm ready to join you, Dr. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome, Shina. A Healing Truth Center by Shina. You need that at your center. You need one of these. Actually, I actually have a lot of stuff. It actually comes in a tablet also, and in a clinical setting, you might want to get the tablet, of course, like where you get this for $4.95. Tablet. I think when I got it and the tablet, which I've never used, it was something like 1,400, because the tablet was, it's a military grade tablet. And the reason why the tablet is good is if you're in a clinical setting and you want people to see their chart, it shows you like I'm gonna I was gonna try to bring my stuff up. Like I could do a scan on myself right now, but you wouldn't be able to see what it says. But repair the breach, love is glad. See, oh, thank you, repair the breach. Yes, Dr. Yusafa is a very, very, very talented um, educator. So don't miss that. Okay, peace, Doctor. Doctor, does the scanner deal with hormones and it deals with anything. It's gonna pick up whatever. I've had people. I had one of my spiritual daughters come see me about 2 weeks ago. She could think her daughter brought her to my home, and she could not hardly get in the door up the steps. She had to help her up the steps. She could not. She couldn't sit right. She couldn't stand. She had been in the hospital the day before, 2 days before. She had been at the hospital, and so she came. I scanned her because I had never scanned her. She looked horrible because she felt horrible. I scanned her, and then I saw what was going. A lot of some of the things that they said were going on with her. Some of it came up in the scan. But I scanned her, and then I set her frequencies, and she sat here maybe about 3 hours, and you could just literally see her whole countenance and so forth changed, and she left here with her son. I mean, she was still in pain, she was still feeling, but she was feeling nowhere near as bad as she was. And then the next week she was at the close up and personal with that Grand Sheik and I just had, and she absolutely had an amazing time. She got to meet Dr. Botanica and and Brother Dave were both um, holistic healers also themselves. They were able to further give her what she needed for continued healing. But the scanner brought her, gave her back her, it helped her like come back to normal, you know, just from frequencies. See, everything is energy. We are all energy. We say that, but do we believe it? You see what I mean? And sometimes it's hard for folks to fathom, but we are all energy. And so when the every organ in our body, every fiber, every tissue, who we are, has it vibrates at its own um, signature. Has the kidney, the lung, the left kidney versus the right kidney, the left lung versus the right lung, the testicles. Like if you do a scan and it's a man, it's not going to tell you that you're having vaginal issues because you don't have a vagina. Or if it does, then maybe you're not who we think you are. Because it actually literally goes to every organ in the body and identifies whether it's in um, uh, balance or out of balance, whether it needs to be optimized by some frequencies or whether it's just, normal. And then it does what it can to provide some optimization to correct any imbalances. So you get to see those two scans side by side. It immediately sends the individual who you scan an email. You get to send them an email with the test results in it. I mean, you can immediately, and what I do, depending on who they are, because the company doesn't keep the scanner, doesn't keep the information once it sends it, just your profile information. I always back it up, like with the brother that was in the hospital. I sent a copy to myself because I sent my dad's to myself. So I sent it to him, but also sent it not to my dad, to the brother. I sent it to him, and then I sent a copy of his to me so that we could talk about it if they wanted, because his family then asked me. He asked me to send it to his son, and I forwarded the email that I had to his son because he couldn't get to his email because he was in the hospital. So um, it just is. It does what it does, and it sends reports for everything it does. So you get to see, and then you can rescan a person, to a day or two later, or so you can see whether or not things are what it was the last time versus what it is now. Yeah. Uh, okay. All right. Let me see. How do you balance it all? How do you balance it all? All that you do. Oh wow. Y'all see my little crazy shirt? I'm the queen of shirts. Said people talk about me behind my back and I just sit here like, damn, I got myself a fan club. I love this shirt. I'm not being vain. I just love shirts with messages. um, yes, it would be useful with your practice. I don't know, when we say how do I balance it all? I'm a multitasker. I am a multitasker, but there's still a lot of things that I need to get done, and so I'm hoping that this concentration and focus and all that stuff and completion or finish is that. Uh, Marcus Barker, are you asking me if that's there is? Excuse me, an app. Excuse me. There is an app on here. This is the scanner. This is what they call a military grade. It actually is a phone, but we can't. They ask us not to put any like additional apps or anything on it other than what it's because the software that's in here is so powerful and they're always upgrading that you need all of this stuff. So this is a BV 100 or 1000 that they have modified, and they actually have um, something in here to block 5G. So they even have that built into it. So it's not a separate app like you can put an app on your phone. It's literally in this thing right here, which you can also use as a phone. If that makes sense. Let me get the flash drive information up here. Let me get back to more questions. I'm just trying to do two things at the same time. Let me get you the questions. Yes, it does scan your pet. Yes, get your fiat back. Okay. Very interesting. Absolutely. Okay. I'm on Central Time, Dr. G. What time is best to text you? You can text now. Texts are coming in as we speak. You can text. Doesn't matter. I normally after the show will, and I have, stuff kind of already in my little saved as a link, so I can just like send and respond. Okay. When the info below that. Oh, you're welcome. Exactly. Friends, listen to the news. Okay, we're talking about military grade tablet. Yes, there's mine is down there. I haven't even. Let me see if I. Yo. I'll get ready to drop some stuff, yo. Excuse me. Dropping silver. That's not it, is it? I don't know. I don't think that's it. It's somewhere else. It's. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Here we go, y'all. Let me move my juice. So this is rugged pad. I haven't even, I've had this for like almost a year. But you see how big this is? And I'll put it beside here so you can see the difference. And this is a big phone. So, oops. So you can see how big this is. This is big. This will cover me. So this is the pad. This is the military grade pad, which is you ever see people and they're holding them like this, but you'd be able to show your clients and or yourself in a very large screen versus this one. But this is more mobile. This is optional, but just wanted you to see the difference. It's called a rugged pad. I really need to really need to use it. I really need to use it. But actually, as a Reiki practitioner, I kind of enjoy using the AO scan a lot more because it pulls up, like I said, it's like doing a urinalysis, a blood test, and an MRI. And I don't get that level of intel with Reiki. I mean, I can find, variances and I can send frequencies, and so forth. But this is so specific, and then I can send the energy that way. To me, I feel like this is more. They've made it so that you could be more specific. Yeah. So let me see what was it. I'm not reading. Okay. We need to ask. Okay, so total 650 notes plus a monthly rate will the month I would pay for the monthly service. Yes, that's correct, and that's why I recommend that people, even if you don't charge any more than 100. If you charge 100, because when you go to Utah where this company is located, you could pay 500. You could spend the day there and spend 2 or 3 grand, and they'll do these scans, and they're not going to do it for 100 notes. The average people charge are 100 per scan, which would be like 300. But if you wanted to do them for 100, or if you wanted to do them for 50, you can do that. But then you would just want to figure out they have 150, $49 a month subscription fee. So I want to do at least enough scans, 3 scans, charging 50. And then once after that, you've paid for it. And if you want to do it free after that, or just charge 50, just do a bunch of them. And then if you want to charge folks like a small fee, like if they call you and they say, look, can you send me frequencies for this? Or maybe you add it in. Maybe for the first 30 days, you give them free frequencies for, they can call you and you'll send them frequencies for whatever. It's up to you. It's your business. Like I said, some folks just get it for their household. And they, like I said, for their kinfolk, and they just want, like, if the children get sick or they get sick, or they just want to they're not even sick. They just want to send stuff like, concentration is not sick. I mean, abundance, wealth. I mean, there's so much stuff on here. Balancing the chakras, seeing what it actually, when you do the scan, it actually tells you where your chakras are, and then works to balance them out. So you don't even have to figure it out. It actually creates, anybody who is holistic. It actually does what do you call it? Bach flower remedies. You all know about that? Anybody? Yeah. So it does, Bach flower remedies, different things that you might, go to a holistic practitioner for. I can create. Oh, they're way over here. I got the sugar pills. I can create formulas with the sugar pills, and then put the pills on here, and turn the scan on, and imprint whatever I want. Matter of fact, I think that's what the lady had done for her daughter. She did an imprint, so I can imprint it into a sugar pill. I can take a pill, like say a blood pressure pill. You know what I'm saying? I don't like taking a blood pressure pill, but I want I want the energy of being healed, my blood pressure being regulated. So you could transfer or imprint dosage into the bottle of sugar pills, and so one little sugar pill would be doing the equivalent of that one, say, big pill that you don't like. And we don't tell people not to take their doctor prescribed medication. You can't tell people. You have to use your own judgment, but you can begin to wean yourself off of things, and do something different, because you know oh, matter of fact, y'all see this? These earrings, I love when I wear these earrings. This was used to be like my message to the world, not the world, but to people who just like got on my nerves, and I would go, you know, point to the screw, and I go, you know. So I'm not saying that to y'all, but I just these are most of the time when I wear these, I call them my screw you um, earrings, but I like them just because they kind of cute. Anyway, let me see. No, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, okay, great show. Something else that I just learned. If you have an LC, if you have an LLC out, yes, Dr. Botanica saying the frequency route analysis goes back to Raymond Royal Rife and Nikola Tesla. So frequency Hertz analysis is applicable. So you're on point, right? This is absolutely. So anybody that's a practitioner, even you, Dr. Botanica, you can you do so many. The first scans that I was doing for people, just so you'll know, those of you who are considering doing this, I did these. You can actually do these scans distant. Even you can not only send frequencies after the fact, after you've scanned them in distant, but you can actually do the initial scan distant. I remember doing a sister, she was in Ohio. I didn't know her. I did her and her husband. They had ordered a scanner and they were waiting for their scan to come in. And so, because they signed up under me, I said, look, I'll do a scan for you. And this is last year. So I did the scan, I did the husband, and then I did the wife, and then it takes me about 45 minutes because I'm talking to them about whatever. They had to send me a picture that they took with a clear background, like say standing behind in front of a white wall, not with all kinds of things around them. And so they sent me the picture. They gave me their vitals. I put the information in. I created the profile. So then I talked to them over the phone, and I played the frequency for scanning. I let them talk to me rather over the phone and did the inner voice. And then I scanned them, did the vitals. Then I scanned them and did the what we call comprehensive. So while I was doing, after we talked, I never know what I call that word, but once I've done the scans, now I'm going to talk to you about the results. And the sister said to me, so I'm asking her how she's doing and how she felt the scan. And she told me, she said she had, what do you call that when the mouth pulls? Oh my God, what is that called? Your mouth droops. It's something where the nerve, the muscle of the mouth droop. Anyway, she asked me, she said, my face straightened up. I said, well, I didn't know your face wasn't straightened up. And when I look back at her picture, I didn't know what she looked like normally because this is the first time I'd seen her. She said that if you could see, she said my lip is pulled down. And so, no, it's not a stroke. She never stroked. It's something called Bell's palsy. Bell's palsy. She had Bell's palsy. And so she said that while the scan was going on, her mouth straightened up because I saw the picture of her mouth was sort of droopy, but I didn't know what she looked like. I didn't know that just wasn't the way she looked. And she verbally told me that while the scan was going on, I did all her scan remotely, that her face straightened out, her mouth straightened out. So yeah, you know what I mean? You could have family or friends or people, clients anywhere, and you can literally do it remotely. There's also videos on YouTube from the company showing you how to do distance scans. I did mine a little bit different than what they showed, but it still worked because when I gave people their results, they were happy. Matter of fact, I don't know if Deborah Smith is still on the call on here, but I did hers. I'm pretty sure I did hers remotely. Yeah. So, yeah. So, like I said, she had Bell's palsy, and the scan when it did the optimization, it straightened her mouth out. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, Ferial L asked me if I had heard about the concert that was in Houston that those when 8 folks died and succumbed to it, and that they were, and several were injured, and it was really weird. I mean, I did hear about it, and I have mixed emotions about stuff like that. Now, when you hear stuff, I have to have it's a cross between, if it did really happen, then why did something crazy like that happen? And if it didn't really happen, then why was that distraction put out there? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Now, today, where we used to just believe everything, um, you know, but yeah, okay, that's possible. Bodhi Watson Legacy said they raised the frequency at the concert, and that might be true. And they said the brother that was videotaped talking about what happened, how it happened to him earlier, and then he was back, and he was saying it was very demonic, and he said that people were pushing and whatever they were doing, it made them want to sway and push, and they were. I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm just trying to say that these days, when I hear about stuff, I'm not sure. I have to question: one, is it real, or two, is it a distraction for something else? Is it a FF? I mean, it absolutely could be true, but why did it happen? And was it what they was? Some are saying it was a ritual, and things like that. I don't know. I do not know. Agenda behind agenda. That's right. You always gotta fix. You gotta question it. I don't. I don't believe nothing. I don't believe too much of anything anymore. It just listen. Okay, this is my daughter, Maisha. I'm just letting y'all know who's who, and some of you have already reached out to her. She will give you a complimentary initial reading, free. So, and Maisha is the one. If you all listen to, um, y'all, those of you who follow House of Reawakened Minds on Friday when we play, the deeper and deeper I go. That's her singing. She wrote it, right, Maisha. But she's an awesome medium and reader and all of that. So if you have some questions, reach out. That's her website, fulllotusbloom.com. I don't normally get a chance to tell you who's who and what's what. So I'm doing that today. Um, Let me go back to questions. Are y'all enjoying me just rattling off like this, y'all? Dr. G. You ever heard of Sharon May? If not, watch her video. She really insults my hearing. I know her very well. I'm sorry that you were insulted. I can't. Yeah, I know her. She was one of my speakers last week before last. I do know her. Shall we become tainted though? Healing truth. And I'm not sure if that was directed to me. Oh, you're enjoying me. Thank you so much. I was kind of waiting, like I said, for more questions, because I really want to address whatever you all want to say. Oh, I did get some information, that, and probably y'all knew this, right? Y'all probably knew. She didn't know. How about that? I was talking, to Grand Governor of Temple 43, and I was asking questions, and he was sharing knowledge and information about, Prophet Noble Ali and his life and legacy. And I said, well, he was telling me how he had gone to, I think to Egypt, or the Egypt, wherever the pyramids, well, Egypt, where the other pyramids are, to Egypt, and how he had, he was a prodigy even as a young child, because he was about 19. I didn't realize that, and he was, they put him in the pyramid, and one of the tests of his who he was to be able to be in that, come out alive, and he was able to, he maneuvered his way in and out of that pyramid, and so they knew who he was. And so one of the great, I may be calling this brother the wrong thing, but teachers, sages, or something of that time, and I forgot what his appellation was, but anyway, he was so moved by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and at the time, I think they were calling him, either he was Professor Drew, and then they called him Dr. Drew. And I was wondering, why did they call him? I asked, why did they call him Doctor? But anyway, this, the great healer of that time, or educator, came back to America with him, and worked with him and so forth. But the reason why he was called Dr. Drew was because he was a, great holistic healer. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that he was a healer? So when they talk about, like, they have like the prophet's tea, he has, like, he was making formulations. He was healing people. I mean, he was physically healing people with herbs. He was a herbologist. That's what he was. Let me get it right. I didn't know that. So I didn't know that that's where his, the doctor, Dr. Drew came from, the Professor Drew, and he was such a learned scholar, and he was a prodigy. They knew who he was. They were able to identify that he was a prophet, which comes to mind, brings to mind the fact that recently somebody shared something with me, and somebody I was really just surprised that that his picture was on a picture called with false prophets, and that Amor posted that. That just blew me away. Um, but hey, to each his own. But I didn't know those things. Did anybody else know that? Anyway, let me see. Okay. Yeah, he was a healer, and he was an herbologist, and he has to this day. They have been able to keep his formulations um, still, alive and available. Matter of fact, I'm trying to think what they call it. He has a he's a Moorish. Let me get over here. Got this coin over there. So it is a Moorish mineral and healing oil that he created, and a Moorish bodybuilder and blood purifier, and a Moorish antiseptic bath cap compound. And these are original recipes or formulations. I'm gonna call them recipes. Formulations that Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the Doctor Drew, created. And like I said, in his beginning times, many people came to him for healing, physical healing, and he was healing them. He was healing them. So it's okay. Let me just say. Okay, Farrell, she said she heard that before. They hid his essence. Yes. No. Okay. No, I did not. I did that. Yes, he was the healer. Yeah, yeah. And I was just fascinated um, um, by that, and hearing some other things that he had done, and that, how, when they took him out, kind of, I thought about, when Yahshua there said, no man takes my life, but, I lay my body down, that he came, to do what he did. Some folks don't need to be here for, 100 years or 66 years like I've been here so far. They don't need to be here for a long time, but they make such an impact on the lives of folks. If the story of Yeshua is correct, I, I'm kind of, this is weird, y'all, but I almost feel like it could have been Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You know how many things they lied about? And there's a lot of things that we think happened a long, long time ago that happened more recent than what they said. And then there are things that they're saying is new, like technology, that's from way, 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 way back. You know what I mean? So, so somebody dropped your email. Let me see. Hold up. Did I miss it? Thank you for assisting me. Check the chat. Now I'm looking. Because what happens is, I'm looking up there. The thing moves so fast sometimes I can't see. I'm going up. Trying to look. Trying to find. Sis, if you can just put your email in one more time, because by the time I find it up here, it'll be time to go. If you don't mind. Because I don't see it. Ay. I'm going up. Yeah. If you don't mind, if you're still on, just do it. Put it here at the bottom row right now, and I can send it to you. Yes, I did. Can you give me your email? Okay. Is there another way to purchase? I'd rather them coming out. Jerry, is there another way to purchase? Than coming out of the pocket. I would appreciate it. Are we talking about the AO scan? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but if send me a text or something, and then I can see what you're talking about. Sister Sean. Oh, is this it right? Okay. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Let me see if I can. I don't want to hide it. I didn't even bring it up like that. I'm trying to make a copy. I'm trying to copy it. I'm trying to. I don't know if I should just click it. So let me get it right here. Let me go. See. Excuse me, y'all. I think isn't that like .com or something? Don't you have to have it like a .com on the end? I think. Let me say. Email. Let's see. All right. Okay. CARI. All right. I think I sent it to you. Since did it? Okay. We'll keep going. That was one, but that I don't think that was Shine 9 though, right? Can I'll put you on there, but Karina, sister, Healing's Truth Center by Shine 9. I'm looking for your email and I can't find it, so I wanted you to drop it in here again. I may have sent it to. I don't know if the other sister I just sent to wants to come on, but I just sent her in a link, and if, I would love to bring you on if I can see what your email is, because it won't let me go all the way back up. Unfortunately, I'm looking to see if I can find it. It would be easier if you just drop it again, because I am scanning and I can't find it. Okay, let me go back here. We're just going to put children and look. Just dropped. Where? I don't see it. Just dropped. Just dropped. I'm looking. I don't know why I don't see your email. You said you just dropped it. I was in for the UN building control email a sinkhole, and Blissing says, let me pull this up. She said, I'm sending frequency toward the UN building controlled. Oh, I got to figure out where you sent me an email. Is that what it is? Because I was looking for your email address. I thought maybe you put it here. I'm sending frequency toward the UN building controlled demo, a sinkhole. It's in its place, a water garden with hanging vines and a playground for dogs. New York is gathering. Okay, that's what you want to see it become. I'm assuming. Just playing. It's okay. um, I don't know where to look for your email. I'm trying to see where you sent me an email at. Okay. Maybe you don't want the world to see your email address. I get it. I'm trying to see if I can find you. That was the weird recognize. Is that where you did it? No. I don't know where where you sent the email. I'm trying to look at all my. It's crazy when you have like several email addresses, and so you don't know where people. So not there. I can't find it. I cannot find it. All right. Let me see. I wouldn't. I pay the bill. Can I text then? Um, I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tia, but you can text me anytime. Yeah, you can text me any. Yeah, actually, I'm serious. Okay, here's a question. Here's a question. I have a question. Will you or any other plan on coming to Detroit? Well, I know that Grand Chic has been in years past. He has been in Detroit, brought to Detroit. The last time I was in Detroit, I think it was with my grandfather's. Oops, sorry about that, y'all. I thought I had this muted. Last time I was in Detroit was when my grandfather transitioned, was probably like 20 years ago. Do not disturb. So I don't know. Somebody has an event and invites Grand Chic or invites, and wants me to or something. I gladly go. I'll go anywhere they don't require that. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm just going trails, technology, tiles. I've been doing chakra work manually with just my third eye, having something like that. Phone would help me a lot. I appreciate you. Yes, it would. Like I said, it's not that I'm abandoning Reiki, but it's so much less taxing on the practitioner or the individual that's using it to and you don't need to be tuned for Reiki and all that to do it. You just need to know how to operate your the equipment, which is not hard at all, and you just need to you know use it frequently and use it on yourself too. That's the thing. Please send your email again. I'm trying to I sent the email to somebody, but I guess she wasn't giving it to me to come on the show. I sent the email, but only thing that I am saying is that there is a setting on Dr. G, and that's preventing me from putting the address. Oh, is that the okay? Here, can you text the email to 302-345-0500? Just text me the email to 302-345-0500, and then I'll send it to you. Let me see if it comes through. I got a bunch of emails from you all. Okay, got you. See, I'm gonna send it to you right now. All right, here we go. All right, let me email you right now. Okay, it's coming to you from Glitch. Uh, okay, thank you for y'all's patience. Mailing. Okay, send. All right, there you go. So I just sent it, and hopefully, okay, get back to you. No. Let's see if this comes through. Okay, Dr. G, do you know the source? Where'd it go? Now things are disappearing. Dr. G, do you know the source that Taj was mentioning Hagar having a kingdom that reached South America, Islam? I, I don't know where his source documentation. Okay, he works this. All right, come on in. There you are. You see, you're muted.
Peace, Dr. G. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, sister. How are you? Love your background.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So you want to share something with us?
Yeah, well, you you opened up the feed for us to join, and I wanted to honor that. I watch you weekly as much as I can. And I've communicated this to you before. I attribute a lot of my reawakening journey to your platform, with the people you have on, with your transparency, with your journey, and then with Grand Sheik Taj Tariq Bey. So, yeah, I
So
wanted to.
tell us a little bit more about yourself, what you do, because I know you told me some things, but tell us what
Yeah,
you do.
so I do a lot. You know, I operate in two sides. I operate in the corporate side, and right now I work for a large corporation. I direct a multi-million dollar program.
Mhm.
And then separate from that, building my own infrastructure or my own blueprint, I created something called Healing Truths. And the overall vision is, collectively healing through sharing truths about oneself, universal truths, because that was my path to liberation. You know, I think reflection is key. And so I come from the standpoint of before I can offer help and support to someone else, I had to go through that journey myself. So the services that I'm providing, the platform and retreats and the strategic planning, everything that I do, I operated it on myself first. So
Okay, that's the best thing to
yeah,
do, because then you know it works. You know it works.
absolutely.
So, are you doing with what we're in the midst of now? So, are you offering services remotely now, or are you still in the planning stages of what you're doing? That you've used yourself as your test subject?
Yeah, so both, yes to both questions. It's a digital platform and it's still in the building and development phase. And so each time that I or someone books me, then I'm able to grow the structure more.
Okay.
So yeah, it's guided
Wow.
by, go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's guided by real life experiences. I've worked in various sectors, but most recently I worked at a private mental health residential treatment facility in Los Angeles. Treatment for 4 weeks was ranged from 60 to $70,000 a month. And so while I was there, I realized the hustle in mental health treatment, and that is the insurance game. And
Hmm.
so it becomes less about, I mean, you have genuine people that work in a lot of these centers and institutions that are really honest about uplifting or servicing someone who's in need. But the overall business structure is to
It's about
accumulate
the bottom line. It's about
accumulate
the
wealth and finances. Yes, so it's less about healing someone and more about getting those insurance contracts uh, billed to the corporation so it can continue to generate revenue.
I think the thing that amazes me with us is that mainly, when you look at the employment sectors, who's filling most of it, a lot of the grunt, I want to call it the grunt work. When I was in the army, there was grunts. So the grunt work is being done a lot of times by us. And so even though it's grunt work, it's so critical to the structure and the keeping up of those various entities and order enterprises. But those same individuals, if you talk to them about, listen, we're going to come together with all of our people and take all of our skill sets and create our own whatever. You know how to do this, and you know how to do that, and I can do that and that. And they get afraid because there's such a dependency on the the I don't want to call, well, they're really illusions, because when you look at what's happening behind the scenes, I don't know if Grand Sheik told us, but somebody recently said they don't pay for the things that we pay for. Like they may get a more, like some of the people in the poor ones do, but they don't pay for stuff that we pay for. We labor for. They sign something, and they get the house, or they get the, they get the, the big old Bugatti or whatever they're getting. They don't have to do what we do to get what we struggle to get, if we get it at all. And when you talk about taking a skill set and let's use it for our own community, people are afraid because they don't know how they're going to live. But these same corporate corporations are saying now you got to do XYZ or else you can't even have a job anyway. So to me, it feels like we should take this time now to say, why aren't we building our own structure? Why aren't we building our own institutions like we used to have?
Yeah, and I think we should move away from asking for permission and just do it. You know, on record, I'm 32, which equals 5, but I've been working since I was 15, and my resume is extensive, and that can be intimidating to someone who works traditionally. But everywhere that I've worked, my overall goal was to contribute and learn so I can take everything that I've learned and institute it for myself and our people, our nation. Um, Also, I was very ignorant prior to working in the previous sector that I worked in. You know, I worked for corporate America, corporate Americans. Americans on papers are Albions. And so a lot of the clientele were, well, they were all Albions. But what I realized is pain is universal. And we've been tricked.
Mm,
We've been lied to. Although our hue is different, the pain is really the same. The only thing that separated me from the clients that I was servicing or healing was the wealth gap. That separated us. They had more finances. They grew up with more finances. They had access to more resources, but their life experiences, the trauma, the pain, um, parental disruption, um, insecure, everything that every human being or every emotion that we all experience is very similar. And so that was a reawakening experience for me. My only issue was the people that ran the corporation, you know. But yeah, I think what we should do is learn what we can learn from whatever sector we work in and utilize that knowledge to build for us.
absolutely, I agree with you. I
And
mean, I was
and stop complaining.
Yeah, I mean, I for years. I mean, I worked in I don't government, local government. And when I retired, I was the director of housing had been the housing director for the previous 4.5 years,
Hmm.
and worked in that field for 27. But I went from the bottom to the top of the thing with it. But if you ask me today if I want to work in housing, it probably would be no. But I would support somebody who's working in housing. I mean, some things that you don't want to do, but you don't mind giving support to somebody who would be enthusiastic about that, and I would share knowledge that I have, but I wouldn't want to be in charge of stuff like that. I like this kind of stuff. I like being on social
Yeah.
media. I like talking about healing, and I like talking about ethereal things. I'm very right brain in the clouds, always thinking, always got something going on up in here, and I don't have time to focus, as I said, when I put on this ring, and have determination and to finish a lot of stuff, but I need to. So I'm trying to narrow down the spectrum of what I have to do. And again, be like I said earlier, that connector to meet people like yourself and others in the chat and say, oh, yeah, I know someone who can do that, or I know someone who would enjoy that experience. But it doesn't always
Absolutely.
have to be me. You know how people think, I no, I can't, I have done a lot of things, and like I said, and I applaud you. I mean, I have a granddaughter. You remind me of my granddaughter. She's a year older. She'll be 34 in January. But my granddaughter Shania is a nurse, and she can bake her booty off. Right? She can bake. I mean, she gave him cupcakes the other day, and he was so amazed by the designs of the cupcakes that he took pictures of them and then forgot to take them home because he said he didn't want to eat them because they were too pretty, to eat. But I mean, she can do that. And she's like, Mom, I don't know whether I want to do that or not. I don't know whether it's just a hobby or not. So I don't want to, she said, get all up into that and then I will get bored with it. She said, right now, she said, it's therapeutic and it's fun because I'm not pressured to do it, But she said, I don't want a great big cake baking, cookie making factory. I like, she said, the personal touch. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
because somebody can do something sometimes doesn't mean necessarily that they want to. I reminds me, I joined the church years ago, and you come in and they find out what you can do. Sister Gilliam, Sister Bakari at the time. Sister Bakari, what do you do? Before it was over, I mean, because I used to be a desktop publisher. I
Mm,
was, I had to do all of the printing, all of the typing, they came to you for everything. It was like, I'm not telling them anything else that I could do because we tend to want to, drain people with that instead of
mhm,
letting people just say, hey, I'd love to do such and such. I used to do this, but I don't, I mean, yes, I used to be a director of housing, but now I want to be in charge of, like herbs, making sure that the packaging is right in the herbs that you sell. People don't realize that people do some things because they have to, but then
mhm.
there's some things that we want to. What
Yeah,
makes
and
you
no longer limit ourselves. No longer limit ourselves to do one thing. We're multidimensional beings. I'm a
right?
mother first. I'm a mother first. I'm a mother of four. I have a husband, my king or my son, however you want to refer to him as. I'm an artist. I'm an artist first. I was born in a trap, and so my way out of poverty when I was less awakened was college. So, I did, I got my bachelor's and I got my master's, and now I'm working to get a license as a clinician. But that's just the role that I started to play because I thought that was my only option. And so when I acquired all of these things, I realized like, well, I'm I still felt like I didn't feel liberated after accomplishing all of those things. And so I had to get to the root of who I was. And that started with, being honest with myself, reflecting, um, being a recluse, having a moment of solitude, and then starting the journey of healing, being courageous. I realized through my professional trajectory that a lot of us carry the suffering and experiences, positive or negative, from our childhood. And when we don't resolve those experiences, we travel with them. And then
That.
as a way to survive, we suppress it. But
Mhm.
then all it takes is one moment or experience to trigger what we suppressed, and then our world collapses. And so I've seen that so many times with myself, with the people around me, with the people that I've worked with. And so going on that journey of self healing allowed me to realize like I'm more than all of these titles that I acquired. You know, who am I outside of this life that I built for myself? And it was that question that led me on this journey. I'm an artist first. I'm a
So
writer.
are you a visual artist? I mean, are you
No, I'm a writer, so I do poetry. It's hard to. I'm a Gemini as well, and I'm learning how to embrace my Gemini-ness more and more. So a lot of thoughts all of the time, and I love your word thoughtarian because I
Thought.
relate to that. I have so many thoughts running in my mind right now. But yeah, I'm so many things outside of what I limit myself to. And I just want to say to everyone who is listening, like, don't limit yourself to one thing because, like Dr. G said, we're energy. You hear Grand Sheet Taj Tariq Bey, especially for my sisters, we are mothers. So we are responsible. And I take that responsibility to heart. And yeah, we're way more than what we've been um, socialized to believe that we are. And so one of the techniques that I use when I'm assessing someone, it's called a biopsychosocial, and it's looking up one's makeup psychologically and sociologically. So do how has our family experiences, our communal experiences, and I forget, there's another factor. How do all of those factors contribute to who we are today? There's an assessment. And from that assessment, I use it to then curate a treatment plan and begin the healing journey. So I think your scanner, that AOS scanner, is going to be great for me.
Yeah, AO scanner. Yeah, and
AO scanner.
I think it really would help you, it, not help you, but it would assist you, in servicing your clients and being able to provide them with something that they can tangibly feel a result, in a very short period of time. And the magic part of it is like, she didn't touch me and she didn't take anything from me, but yet they, how did they know that? Because we are energy,
Can
and
we
because
redefine that though, Dr. G? Here's another misconception is that there's a belief, and there's a belief, it's not factual, it's just something that we believe in. I always hear people say that. But there's this belief that our healing is someone else's responsibility. So people can come to me, you can go seek help from someone else, but you're responsible for the work. The clinician is just there to guide the process. But there won't be a beneficial outcome unless the person who is in need of healing and resolve is putting in the work.
you're right about that. I mean, and I think, like, even though we can pinpoint what might be going on, we're not always, even though inner voice though, but inner voice is kind of works with looks at root causes, which is different than the vitals, because the vitals is literally looking at the blood, looking at the urine, and giving you all of the, what is it, what's in it, parasites, what your CBCs and all that stuff. Same thing you would do if you would go to like LabCorp or one of those places and get a urinalysis and blood test. But from the inner voice is looking at that these things might be going on, and these are the underlying emotional factors that, or, it might be, unconditional love versus, such and such, that you can, it may be something that's deep rooted from you talked about the childhood that is causing, and then and it'll show what areas of the body it could be affecting, and then it'll also give you frequencies to try to check it, put it in balance, and colors that work for it and colors that work against it. So if a red shows up as a purple, or say purple is irritating the situation, and you go somewhere or you put on a purple shirt that day, and the purple is going to irritate you, or you're looking at me, and yellow is an issue for you, and you're looking at me and I got this yellow on, and you're like, you don't know why you're feeling like really, out of whack, because it's the color. It's not me, but it's the energy of the color. So we have to, there's color therapy, there's sound therapies, there's all kinds of things. And so art therapy, so it pulls it all together in this one little thing, and gives a plan, that a person, an individual rather, can utilize to try to work themselves out of, one state into a more balanced state.
Absolutely. Harmony and balance.
So it absolutely is. But you know what? I really should have had you on at the very doggone beginning.
I know.
And I'm gonna have to get you to come on. And this is my biggest problem. I have tried my best. I was like, I'm running out of folks, and I want to keep, something going on every week. I mean, it's not like today. Like I said, if I almost said, no, I'm not gonna do it, because I've been stuck at, trying to get home, going all around, two other states to get to where I'm trying. I could have got there in 20 minutes. It took me 2 hours and 40 minutes to get home. So, it was frustrating, but the commitment, I was like, I can't do this to them again, even if I have to come and sit on here and just run my mouth. But even in running my mouth, I think in sharing about, like the AO scan, that has been this was a good day to talk about the silver, but mainly the AO scan, because the healing that I know, the education that I know comes with it. And this is what we have to call the educational process, being educated and knowledgeable about what's going on in one's own being, and then giving them something that they can begin to, like, maybe even after we've done that, I'll still refer somebody to Brother Dave or Dr. Botanica, because
Right.
now we know what the issue is. Now there are probably some type of natural herbs that can address that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can do frequencies, but you got to change some stuff. Like you said, it's your responsibility. We're not just going to zap you every day. Don't call me every day and say, "Can you send me?" I mean, I had a person. It was funny. Asked me to do it for abundance or for something, and I was like, well, okay. And then they got back to me and said, I won over 2 grand at the track today. I'm like, but I'm not going to be that person for you. I'm not. You're not going to use, and you didn't give me any of it. Top of that, you just want me to send you frequencies for success or to, for abundance and so forth. And I'm thinking, you got to do some things on your own, even in that.
I feel like that plays a role into the subjugation. Prior to mental health, I worked in public policy with local and state government officials in California, which opened my eyes to the schisms that Grand Chic so beautifully teaches. But that's part of the subjugation. We've been conditioned and have accepted someone being responsible for us, which is goes relates to the term being a minority.
Right.
There are adults who are dependent on the guidance of a representative. And I don't want to go on a tangent because of time, but I would love if you would invite me back because I have this passion that's coming up.
I will invite you back. I will invite you back as a matter. I think I have somebody coming on next week, but I will invite you back for the week after.
Yeah, so I'm more, I'm freestyling right now. I feel like a bunch of my words are being combobulated together or discombobulated. So
You're making
yeah,
perfect sense to me.
thank you.
You're
We're
making
doing
perfect sense to me, and that's what I'm saying. Out there in the audience, there's a lot. There are others like you that have something that they can offer to all of us. And I don't like being a talking head. I like really having conversations that are meaningful. I like talking to my guests prior to the show, so that when a lot of times when you see the way we're able to interact, I didn't just meet them when they popped on the screen. I tell people I can't do that. I'm just too, God, he didn't believe me. I'm too extemporaneous. I want to feel what I feel at the moment, not 2 weeks from now. Send me some questions. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to ask you 2 weeks from now. So no, I can't send you questions.
I
Tell
caught
me
your
about
view.
you. Yeah, let's talk, and then our questions come from that.
Yeah. I caught your interview, part of it on re
Revision,
revision
revision,
radio. Yeah,
yeah.
and I love that you emphasize you're looking for experts and emerging leaders. And I feel like that just opened up the space for myself to, come and speak. So thank you.
Yeah, we that's what it's all about. Like I said, that's why I'm here. Somebody told me I was a blueprint originator. I had a Akashic reading of several years ago, and the young lady that did it, she's like, "You're a blueprint originator. You just came back to see how the plans work out." I say, really, and so I've stuck around. I'm sticking around, I guess, because the plans we don't see the end of this thing yet. You know what I mean? And so if there's anything I can do by bringing the people like yourself to the forefront, then I'm happy doing that. You know what I mean? Because Dr. G I get tired and all of that stuff, but I don't get tired of doing good for the people that I love, and I love my people. Even the ones that get knuckleheadish, I still love them. I might block them, but I still love them. It's just that it's no time. I'm not going to tolerate. Just like you wouldn't with your children. You're like, I love you, but you go into your room. Time out.
Yeah, I'm learning that to do that without feeling guilty.
Yeah, I love you, but you go into timeout. But listen, Shine Bay, I am so happy to put a face to the name and the text. And I think you did text me, and we're gonna go back and talk about some of the things that you talked to me with. We can do that offline.
Okay.
I I'm gonna ask a question. Andre Renard Amexum Bay. Are you the Andre that I know? Just say yes or no. That's all you have to do. Because if you're not the Andre, I may have said some stuff. You know, are you the Andre that I know? The artist Andre? Because every time I see, how you see the appellations in there, and I'm like, I know. As a matter of fact, now did he? He hasn't responded. Just say no if you're not, and then I'll stop telling you saying. I just want to know if you're the Andre that I know, who was an artist. He hasn't responded. I guess he may not be on there. I've been wanting to ask this, but let me just see what they are saying. The success of impetus management. First, we need to get our children out of the system. That's true. Grand Sheikas has an excellent school.
Yeah, my children are not in the general education.
Are
Um,
you homeschooling them?
well, I did have them enrolled in online Moorish schooling, which, I had them there for nearly a year, thanks
Mhm.
to watching a broadcast. But that inspired me to curate my own homeschooling. So, um,
Okay.
their father and I have been doing that for the past 2 weeks. So it's going great.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. So you all share, and that's good. I mean, as long as Andre, you said yes. Was that a yes? Was that a yes, Andre? I'm so excited. Um. Um. Okay. Cool. I guess he responded and said yes. I have a picture. I don't like getting up because I hold up just a minute, y'all. Ouch! Ooh! Yikes! Let me turn this around. Andre, this is hanging on my wall.
Wow, that is amazing.
This is your work. And I headed down the house of real wicked in my I thought it would look so much better in my office. I was
See,
he's
it does something to me. I love our sons. I love the Asiatic man. Like just seeing this picture, just
yeah, well he was a famous
I know
Andre
he's an artist.
Jean-Michel Basquiat. So
Basquiat.
Basquiat he died young. But
Yeah.
Andre is such I mean to the place where I mean this is so awesome. I mean I want to make sure I'm trying not to get the reflection of reflections in there, but I just wanted him to know how much I appreciate him and his work and his picture. That he's like, that's where my picture is. You gotta know. Thank you. I'm gonna put it back on the wall here in the office. It's God framed it. Let me say. He didn't say nothing, but that's him. He said yes. So that's his work.
Yeah, you're very great too at, building relationships, which is essential in anything that we do. Money is useless. Our fiat finances, is useless, especially with the way that the monetary system is going. But if you
Mhm.
have developed relationships, I heard Kanye say this in his recent interview, but that's the gold mine. So I'm
Right.
watching you, Dr. G.
Oh,
I'm seeing you.
well, like I said, a lot of the relationships that are developed, they happen just because people maybe want other information and they figure I have, I can connect them. Most of them want me to connect them to Grand Sheik, and I can't do that, because he's just, I just tried to protect him from the deluge of folks that would want to sit at his feet and just pick his brain, and he can't. He doesn't have the time to do the things that people think that he's a pro he can do, and he's trying to look at others like Lamont, brother Lamont L, and just Sharon, and even people like yourself, people who are come up and coming. He feels like they are the ones that have the solutions. He's given the foundation, but he doesn't see himself as the be all end all to he sees it in the hands of those who've come after him to do that
He's
and
such
trying
a
to.
every time I think about him or speak of him, like my whole energy shifts and there's like peace that surrounds me. It's like serenity when I think of Grand Sheik. He's a pure soul. He's incredibly humble.
He
He
is.
gives himself way less credit than he deserves. He deserves more credit, but he doesn't want it. He wants people to be liberated. He wants to agitate someone, but I see why a lot of people want to gravel at his feet, but that's just not the type of time that he's on. Um,
And I see him all the time because he's here. When he comes to do the class, or he's, thank you for my beautiful kitchen that he's, um, done for me. But he's like my big brother, and so conversely, we spend a lot of time, and I don't take it for granted. But you all sometimes hear us bantering back and forth on the Friday nights, and I'm trying to say something, and he's going to answer before, and I'm like, let me finish, because he's like 3 steps ahead of everybody. So he already anticipates what it, and I'm like, you don't know what I'm going to say now, of Grand Chic. So let me finish. Let me finish. And then there's some people who put it in the chat. Let the queen finish, or let the empress finish. But I that's just the way we deal with each other. That's how he is. He doesn't mean any harm. He's just, if you're here, he's thinking way out there, and it's just the way it is. You
he
know what
is
I
the
mean?
best teacher I've ever had. I was in college for 10 years altogether, and no professor has ever taught the way that Taj teaches. It's not only what he teaches, it's how he teaches. I love learning. I'm a life learner, and it's Taj for me.
He's a wealth of knowledge. He's a wealth of knowledge, and he
Yes.
just spills out of me like he's like a walking encyclopedia, dictionary, thesaurus, etymology, law book. He's like all of that wrapped up into one, and he's humble, like you said. He's very humble, and you know, and I appreciate the fact that I've been able to work with him for the last 10 years, and looking forward to what's coming next, and even I'm just he's just he says he's past due. I don't know. Did you see the other interview he did on the yeah,
Oh, that was fire. What?
yeah,
Yeah, that was amazing.
the one on revision?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Right. So we recommend you go over to Revision Radio. Is it Revision Radio um, Network? Right.
Yes.
Re, Revision Radio Network on YouTube. And Grand Chic was just interviewed. It was a 3-hour interview that was Saturday. Saturday. It took place on Saturday. Yeah. So if you missed that,
It's
please go over
nearly
there.
4 hours, but it's
It
great.
was long. I wasn't watching all of it. He was here. I was downstairs watching The Harder They Fall. I'll be honest, but I figured I could go back and speaking of The Harder They Fall, while I was watching that, because I don't look at a lot of TV, but I was watching that movie. I was like, my goodness, this is a Western. And I said this, y'all, so don't correct me. I said this is a black on black crime movie, because of the fact that everybody, the two gangs, they were melanated, and everybody was they killed everybody killed each other, to the bitter end. And I'm thinking, why is this a movie where we, instead of us coming together, everybody's killing each other, and it's taking place back in the West? So that was just my take on it.
I
That
watched it. I thought it was, I may be pushing it, but like a universal story of the fall. This whole time these are two brothers, and the
right.
first brother
The end is they
carried
were
that
right.
trauma from being a 10-year-old child, and built his life on that trauma.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And and so, we can correlate it to so many stories, but if you look at Rome, and why we are in this realm that we're in, it's the tale of two brothers, right? You hear Mother Kai say brother against brother, wanting what is mother's. So when I watch The Harder They Fall, I just, we get in our own way. They had a town, they
I
wanted
mean,
to,
they had wealth.
they knew settlers were coming, and yet that trauma or that injury, because trauma just means injury, you know it's trauma is an experience or an event that dysregulates our nervous system. And so Idris' character, you know he was pardoned,
Right.
but that wasn't enough. And then you
No.
have the other brother who lived the rest of his life trying to resolve this hurt from watching his parents be murdered. And so, yeah, I it was good. It was,
No, I'm not saying it wasn't
no,
good,
no,
but
yeah,
it was like, ooh, you know,
it's not
and
easy to see us harm each other. There's
yeah,
we've been programmed to view that so many
right.
times, so it could be triggering to see. I do
But
have one question before you go, Dr. G. Like, what is one thing, if you could summarize one thing that Taj has imparted onto you? Because you're with him a lot, you have access to him that a lot of us wish we had, and y'all been rocking with each other for nearly 10 years or a little bit over. So, what is something about him that he's given you that's just elevated you or that you're just grateful for overall?
integrity. He's a man of integrity, and because of him, he's and you said it. He is very he's integral. You know, from a standpoint of being of the integrity that he operates under, and even in the midst of those that would um, say all manner of evil and try to say the things that are said. I mean, there have even been people on my platform that have said and say things against him. And just like I've recently, just so y'all know, I guess it'll be out there, I've taken the people that usually come on in the second Friday off my platform, because we don't, we are separate entities, and there have been things that didn't haven't set right for that. But even in the midst of things like that, Grand Sheik remains a man of integrity. And so a lot of times I try to check myself because of the childlike manner in which he operates. If you've ever been around him, and it is not, this isn't a sissy type thing, but he giggles like a little child, because when he is so, I don't want to, he's just pure in the sense of the fact that he gets angry at times, and then it's like, whoa, but he never ever tries to be injurious to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And everything, babies, little children make him smile when he's here. I never take him back to the train station without first I taking him to the store that before he's leaving, because he wants to buy things for his nieces and nephews, and he's just that kind of giving person, and he's the real deal. And so he's taught me to be a real deal, to be sincere, in my dealings with people, even the ones that have it in for me or have it out for me, whatever you want to call it, because he's an example of still in the faith. I mean, there have been things that have happened that he would never speak of and that were injurious to him, but he would never tell anyone. Because you know what? The reason why is because he never wanted it to get out and affect the whole. And me, I'd be like, I'm telling. I'm the different, I'm the different one. But he's, so that's what I've gotten. The purity of heart and the integrity of Grand Sheik is what I've learned, because I'm around him, you know.
Wow, that's real. I've never met him, but yeah, I've learned integrity from him, being honorable, telling the truth, being courageous, being fearless, being a mother. Like, no other teacher has ever taught me about being Moabitess or being, mother and son, just empowering me as a woman to let me know who I really am and how
Mm-hmm.
to walk with that and carry that and not be afraid to confront. Let's stop retreating. Let's confront. And
Yeah,
this age that we're in is not going to allow us to retreat anyway.
absolutely.
I had fears, but I watched a video in 2020 at the height of this pandemic. And, Grand Sheik was like, you're going to have to start telling the truth. And, I'm working in public policy. I'm seeing, the lies all the way from the federal down to the local. and I just couldn't participate anymore.
Hmm.
And I walked away from a salary. I just started telling the truth, and I'm unafraid.
And that's
I may
good.
have trepidation, but not really. I'm just unafraid. And I'm just grateful that he empowered me that way, to be unafraid and to research. He said he's had a library since he was 7.
Hmm.
He says terms, and as soon as I research it, all the lights come on for me. And he hasn't swayed. I can watch videos that were published 20 years ago from him, and what he said then remains constant today. That is
Yeah.
powerful. And sometimes I look for the fallacy, and there's none with Taj.
And some would say to him, say about of him, well, he said that 40 years ago, and he's redundant. He said we haven't got it yet, and
And
there's
things
always new.
doesn't change.
Right, and that's right. And there's new, and he said doesn't have versions. There's always new folks that eyes are open and they're just becoming aware of who they really are. And so it's new to them. It's not old stuff to them. And the ones that are complaining that he said it 40 years ago, I would ask, what have you done since you've known this 40 years? What have you done with what you've known? What have you done to change, the condition of our people, yourself and our people? Or are you just jockeying for now position by because you could think that you could discredit him by saying what you're saying?
Mm.
And he again most of the time, but I know he was kind of saying some stuff on Saturday. I heard it a couple of times, I looked at, because he's bitten his tongue for a long time. He's held his tongue rather for a long time. And I think it's now at the point where he's like, hey, and some things were done that he felt were an injustice, and even towards me, that he's that made him not, that he made him like, what, I'm the gloves are off. I'm not going to be protecting these people anymore, because I'm calling them out for what they are. So you've lately heard him saying things. He's never, I don't think he's being specific, but they know who they are.
You can read between the lines.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure who they are. Whoever they are, they know. Yeah. So,
I
but
love
listen.
how he emphasizes, like, he don't own the information. And I
Yeah,
think we could get sidetracked. He's just very honest.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
this information isn't mine. This is for everyone. And he's not conceited or concerned about a title.
Yeah. Nah, he's not. I've got pictures of him outside sweeping in front of my house, or pulling weeds out of the cracks of the sidewalk. He's humble. And every time, he'll tell me, look, I was dreaming about how I'm gonna fix your such and such and so and so. I said, you dreamed about something? He said, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna create this. I mean, he dreamt about how he's gonna put my mailbox on a post, and because we couldn't, and what he dreamt about, he made it, and now my mailbox is on a post, and I can open up, and it has a little ledge. If I'm coming in with a drink in my hand, like a soda or something, I can put it on top of that and open the mailbox. He created. He thinks, he dreams about stuff, and then he makes it.
He's a builder.
He's a builder. He's a builder. He's a builder. He's a creator, builder. Yes. Listen, I want to thank you again for coming on, and we're gonna talk. I'm gonna get you back on. I'll check and see if my other guest is still coming on next week, and if he's not, I'll bring you back next week and bring him the next. But I'm not gonna give him the option, because he's supposed to come on next week, but either next week or the week after. And yeah, anybody else out there? Hey, this has been great. I wish I had gotten your. See, the email wouldn't go through, because I would have pulled you on a lot earlier. But I'll have you on when I can advertise that you're actually on.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah,
And I can have a bio introduction. That's
yeah.
my ego talking, by the way.
Hey, we got all have one.
To
You know,
balance higher and our lower selves. I'm learning, y'all.
I like doing shows better than I like like hosting shows. Like, I was like, oh, I have fun when people ask me questions, and I don't have to think of questions to ask people. I don't have to think. I'm like, okay, I can just answer the question, and I don't have to prepare, because it's me. But I get it. This thing today was just Dr. Botanica, for one, told me, if you don't come, when you don't come on Dr. G, I have people that call me and they want to know why aren't you on? And I was like, what is it that? And he said, people actually look forward to the Tuesday night. And
You
so I
built a
felt,
community. You built a
yes.
community space.
And even if they're not talking about what I'm talking about, they're building in that space. They're talking about this, that, and the third, but they look forward for this being the platform that has been created for them to come together. And I get it, y'all. I love y'all. And so when I don't have a guest, I'm just gonna come on anyway and pull somebody on and have somebody come and talk. And let's talk, because we are all kinfolk, right? We kinfolk. So love you all. Thank you for making what I thought was going to be very, very difficult easier than I thought. And I'm going to, like I said earlier at the very beginning, I'm going to do something that I haven't been doing after this. I'm going to get myself ready for and go to bed, And I'll probably wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning because my body's not used to, a decent amount of sleep, but I'm going to learn. Matter of fact, I'm going to drink pineapple juice. I think they said if you drink that a half hour before you go to bed, something about pineapple juice I read somewhere helps you to sleep better or something. Or does it help you burn belly fat? Anyway, I need both of them.
Dr. G.
So, we'll talk. Y'all, we get ready to go. I'm going to play the full Dr. G. I didn't play the complete coming in. I'm like, who am I introducing? It's going to be me. Look, you see some of the welcome home, Shine Bay, peace, much love. Let me see what's up there. Love to you too. Yes, we are good. All right, we go. Okay, y'all. Thank you. And oops, where'd you go? Oh, she left. All right, let me see. Well, thank you all for sticking with me, and we going out with the theme song, Dr. G. Okay, here we go.
Dr. G. Really? Who's she?
Yeah, that's me.
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 Dr. G. Really? Who's she?
Yeah, that's me.